Don't thank me yet.
The new sci-fi film Tomorrowland stars George Clooney and Britt Robertson as a pair of science geeks who travel to a secret place somewhere in time and space. With more on the film, I'm joined by Britt. She is in Los Angeles. Good morning. Great to chat.
Hi, good morning.
So you're having quite the 2015, my friend, a starring role in Nicholas Sparks' The Longest Ride. And now you've got Tomorrowland, huge. You know, this could be a huge star turn for you. Comfortable with fame?
Yeah, I'm getting more used to it. Luckily, I don't have to deal with fame or celebrity too much. It's, you know, it comes in waves, and if I go to the grocery store, sometimes I'll get a look or two, but it's nothing too dramatic.
So tell me about Casey, this girl that you play in Tomorrowland. Who is she?
Well, she's a young girl who's trying to figure out what her life is going to be. You know, she's looking at colleges, and she's trying to evaluate her future and make the most of it. And everyone else around her is sort of looking at the future in this darker way, thinking that you know, there's nothing good to be had from the future and everything's going downhill. And she has a very unique perspective on the world, and because of that, she gets recruited to go into Tomorrowland and meets a few people along the way.
She's also the 17-year-old daughter of a NASA engineer played by Tim McGraw, and I really like the father-daughter chemistry there.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, well, having Tim McGraw as a father was pretty cool.
Yeah, not bad, Britt, not bad at all. And I would say having George Clooney as a castmate, not bad either. You were talking about fame just a little while ago, and George obviously knows a thing or two about that. Did he offer any advice?
You know, I was never like bugging him, like, tell me everything you know about the world. You know, I never wanted to be like the pestering young kid who was just trying to get all the goods out of him. But there would be times where I would just sort of, you know, watch him handle certain situations or deal with fame and celebrity. And, you know, he handles it all very well. It doesn't seem to intrude or interrupt his life in any way, which I think is pretty cool.
Okay, so give us a little bit of insider stuff. What is George like on set?
Very silly. You know, I think he's the type of guy who loves, you know, having a good time. He wants to be happy. He wants to entertain people or have conversations. You know, he's very normal in that way. And in a lot of ways, actually, he's pretty normal, but he does love to be silly.
All right, that's good to hear. So Tomorrowland, as you describe it, is this kind of alternate universe, this futuristic city. But the thing about this film is that there are a lot of messages in there. Predominantly, I would think the message is about caring for the world. Without giving away too much, Britt, tell me about that, because people watching it are going to come away with some strong impressions.
Yeah, I think after seeing this movie, it does make you think about how we contribute to our world and our society. You know, as a community, I think people are you know, we're always being told global warming or our, you know, our footprint, and you just have to be aware of these things and go green, you know. But it's like it's in one ear and out the other. People aren't actually putting it into action, and that's sort of what this film addresses. It's saying, this movie is saying, you know, we can control our own destiny and our own future if we just take certain steps in order to make it a better place for people to live.
So the film was shot in Vancouver, city you were quite familiar with.
Oh yeah, well I know Vancouver very well. I think I've shot like 4 or 5 different shows there. I've spent years in Vancouver, so it was nice actually going back. Going back home.
Yeah, going back home, which is great to know. So what do you think was the biggest challenge stepping into this role and becoming Casey?
Well, the biggest challenge, not necessarily becoming Casey, because she's a very clearly defined character. I knew exactly who she was after speaking with Brad and reading the script. But the biggest challenge was just on the technical side of things, because it's a very complicated movie, and they were creating a lot of these practical scenarios for me to actually be acting and working in. There was a lot of technical things that I had to get good at, and that was definitely the biggest challenge.
It's been a delight chatting with you, Britt. All the very best, and congrats on the movie.
Thank you. I appreciate it.